podcast. This is Jayme and
Beth.
And we are two geriatric millennials
chatting
about
about each other and about the world.
Yeah.
Bringing our unique perspective to you.
Yes. And I feel like we do have unique perspectives because, well, everybody does, but you and I are the same age, but we have a very different life.
Very different,
like life circumstances and just experience.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like our upbringings were so vastly different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember the first time I met you, I came into this house. I got invited to, it was your mother-in-law's place, I believe. And yeah.
Okay.
And you were sitting on the couch, you had blonde hair, and you were sitting there reading your Bible or something. I was like, oh, geez. I was like, I don't know if I can hang with this. I was hanging with all these church people. And at the time I was in youth ministry, so it made sense. But I was like, I'm a on the fringe church person. Like I'm in it, but like I don't want to be in it.
Okay, yeah. Sense. So you automatically categorized me as in it. Okay,
in it, yes. I totally judged you.
Apparently I was reading a Bible.
You were reading a Bible in the middle of a day. In the middle of the day. I was like, what is happening? But
you have a better memory than I do, so I will believe you.
Yeah, and I'll never forget because when you introduced yourself to me, you said, hi, my name's Jayme, like Jay-Z.
I believe you, but I also do not believe that I said that because I don't remember saying that.
No.
I feel like that was probably the one time I've ever said that in my life.
I don't know why, but like I instantly liked you. I was like, okay.
Well, good.
Okay.
Yay.
Like she could be cool.
It's true.
Yeah. But I was just like, all right.
I mean, that is how you say my name.
Yeah. But I never forgot your name. You know, it was like one of the only times I remembered someone's name and I actually liked a person when I met them. I should start
introducing myself like that again.
It's genius.
Okay.
It's genius.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah. So that was the first time we met. And then we started hanging out because we were doing like ministry at the same time in different ways and just hanging out.
Well, and because, I mean, I liked you and clearly you liked me too.
I did like you. I was just like, this could be a cool chick to hang out with. And we were so young. I think we were like
21?
24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not 20. We had to be like 23, 24, which I'm thinking about that now. We were babies.
Was I married to Tony?
You had just gotten married.
Not like I was married to somebody else.
Yeah. But you weren't
I had just gotten married.
Yeah.
Okay.
You weren't pregnant. Nothing.
No. Okay. Because I got married at 23.
Yeah. So it's like, it was so new. And like, and a lot of the people we're hanging out with were all in ministry and all just, or had been in ministry and were just like doing life in ministry together. And it was just such a weird, like I look back on things that we would talk about. I'm like, we were idiots a little bit, but we had these massive ministries, like working with kids and like people, neighborhoods. And it was just a trip. I'll never forget. I brought my youth group because you guys had a coffee shop.
Yes.
And we were doing a famine where we like didn't eat for 30 hours in order to like, understand hunger, which is totally not how you do it, but whatever. I've learned a lot about ministries at work and things that are appropriate. But anyway, so I had all these kids with me and we were working and we were painting your fence and like it was a cold day. And you told me later that like kids had gone into the freezer and they had eaten some of the frozen cookie dough. Like they were so starving, they went into and they stole and like ate the cookie dough. Really? Yeah, and I was so just funny. Like, oh,
and I just left them.
Nobody saw them because we were working, and so you found out later when you were opening up shop that like, hey, my cookie inventory is down. And like, oh, those kids, they ate the cookie dough frozen. I was just like mortified that my students did that, and then I was even more mortified later because I realized like 10 years later that I never offered to pay for it. Like, I was like, what?
Oh gosh, it was cookie dough. Who cares?
I know, but it's just the whole principle of like, what? Who are you? Like, why would you say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, let me pay for that? Nope. I'm just like, ha ha. I'm just like, trash. So anyway.
Well, I did not remember that at all.
Those are some of my first memories of hanging out with you.
I don't know why I have such a terrible memory. I really don't.
Like, I feel like you don't even remember me.
I know. I do, but
I remember hanging out with you last week.
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I think that there's probably a reason that I have a terrible memory, but there are some things I remember. And I remember, I mean, obviously I know we've been friends.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, we had that whole thing before. I had this magical moment with you in Hawaii and you're like, what? And I'm just like, oh, you don't remember swimming in Hawaii?
No,
together?
what I remember was you coming to Hawaii. Yeah. I remember being on the beach with you in Hawaii. I remember seeing you in Hawaii. But as far as like the actual details of that experience, I don't remember.
I know. That's what I love, though, about life. Of like, you talk with a friend and you reminisce and you're like, I have no recollection. There was somebody that told me that we went camping once. like you and I went camping, and I don't think that happened. I think that's a false memory.
I would be the wrong person to ask, but maybe. I remember being in the woods with you, kind of, but I think that was in Hawaii.
I don't know.
But I think other people were camping and we went to the beach.
I have no idea. This was a very specific stateside camping trip. And I'm like, I feel like that is a false memory and that never happened. But it freaks me out because I literally can't remember if it was maybe a fever dream, an implanted memory, something. But it makes me feel like I'm losing it.
Well, I think that a lot of my memories are implanted by other people's memories because when you told me the turtle story, I could completely picture it.
Yes.
But it's not based on a memory. It's just based on the story you're telling. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
That sounds right.
That's cool.
I'm sure I was there. Yeah,
I can picture it.
It's a trip, though. It really, it's very, I don't know. But anyway, all I know is that when I first met you, I liked you, which is very rare. I very rarely like any new people. Yeah, I feel bad about it, but I'll meet someone new and I instantly do not like them.
Oh, dang. Well, I'm glad I'm on the list.
And I want to say that I'm not mean. I'm not like a mean person. It's just like a lot of times, like, when you're like at your friend's house and they bring another friend over, you're like, who is this? Mm-hmm. Why do you have anybody else in your life? We just need each other.
See, that's not me.
I know. Like, you're so welcoming to everybody. Of that,
because I'll be like, oh, who are you? Oh, I want to talk to you. What's your name? Tell me your story.
Yeah. I'm like, absolutely.
I need a story time.
Yes. I'm opposite. I'm like, do not even look at me. I don't want to know your name.
I think that's a total, like a personality.
Yes. Because you're like a happy person in general. Very opening and welcoming. And I'm like, no, I don't want anybody new in my life.
But I don't get that vibe from you.
Because it only lasts for the first meeting. Oh. It's only when I first meet people. And then after that, I'm like, let's be friends. Like, it's the weirdest. I think it's because, especially in social settings like that, I don't know about you, but I do know about you. You're not going to agree. Sometimes I just don't want to take on more energy to like learn who that person is because I like to have deep connections with people. Yeah. Like I like to skip all of the fluff and the, the small talk. And I just want to know you as a person and let's like have a relationship, whether it be acquaintance or like deep friendship. I want there to be like sustenance there. And it's hard for me it takes so much energy. And I think that's from years of youth ministry and like, like pouring out to kids and just trying to reach out. And it just takes so much time. But yeah. Anyway.
Well, and you were really good at that, what you did, because you did that with kids. I mean, you did put a lot of energy into those relationships.
So when it comes to adults, I'm like, I don't want to know you. Yeah. But now I'm like, okay, I need to like make my circle bigger, but it's going to get better. It'll get there one day.
Yeah. Well, and it's COVID, so makes it challenging.
But even pre-COVID, I don't know, man. Struggle.
It could just be part of just your personality, like we were talking about. I mean, yes, the youth ministry probably complicates things or contributes is what I meant to say. But it can just be, I don't know, we're all complicated. And so are personalities and like all the things leading up to each moment that shape us.
Yeah. Plus, I just don't like people. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. Like, I remember my aunt would laugh at me. I lived in Chicago and from college, when I lived in Chicago, I was going to college. I made no friends, really. Like, none. Mm-hmm. It was just like, I'm cool. Like, I don't need to have friends, which sounds so weird. But I used to tell people like, oh, I don't like people. Mm-hmm. And it still stands. That sounds so horrible. But basically, you have to add value to my life in a way that's like tangible, meaningful, or we don't need to hang out.
Like, do you want me to bring cookies next time?
No. Like, we're just great friends. We have great conversations. There's some people that like all they do is suck your energy and you're just like, totally. You bring no value. Like, you're not that you're not a valuable person, but to this dynamic, it ain't it. And that's okay. Mm-hmm. We're not for everyone. Mm-hmm. But
well, I'm just glad that I got to meet you so long ago. And I think that's part of the memory thing. Like, just like in my defense, not that I need to defend my terrible memory, but
it's been 12 years.
Freaking long time ago. No, more than 12. Hello. That was like 18 years.
No, it wasn't. Oh my gosh. We are so old.
Yes. So because my 18-year anniversary is in 1 month.
I was thinking we've known each other for 10 years. No, it's been almost 20.
Almost 20. So because so 2003. I mean, that is almost 8. So I would say at least 17.
That feels inappropriate. Years. That is a human child that's ready to go out into the world. I know. That's our relationship.
I know.
Oh, I can't even. I know. That's what gets me, man. I think 10 years ago was, 1994.
Forever? I know. It's not.
It's not. That would really not.
No.
It's like, that's 30 years ago now. Okay, cool.
I know. It's so weird. Aging is weird. Getting older is weird.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Time is strange, man.
Yeah.
Now I'm depressed. It's fine.
Well, sorry. Well,
Friends till the end.
BFF.
BFF forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there you have it, another episode of Lick the Spoon. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Lick the Spoon Podcast to stay up to date on everything Beth and Jayme. For now, hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next week.